Hi, my name is Hannah and I am part of the FAZE team, and at FAZE we are passionate about helping to think through how we can thrive and flourish, which is why we've created this short series of videos looking at resilience and thinking about how we can build our resilience, especially in this time that we find ourselves in. Now, resilience is definitely a word that we're hearing a lot at the moment and talking about. So what is it? So the most popular definition of resilience is the capacity to resist or bounce back from adversity. Whilst resilience is about bouncing back, the term bouncing back suggests a quick, rapid and easy response. And whilst that might be the case sometimes, it often isn't, and there can be a real struggle in bouncing back. It requires time, it requires effort, it requires hard work. And therefore it's important to understand the process which happens, the growth and the learning which can come as a consequence. Therefore the importance is not only bouncing back, but also the journey. There are many times when we might have to be resilient. For example, right now, adapting to lockdown and constant changes. Maybe you're about to transition from primary school to secondary school, managing doing learning at home. Maybe there's conflict with friends or family, you're facing a loss or disappointment. These are all times when we need to be resilient. And resilient people can be described as flexible and able to adapt to new circumstances quickly. And resilience is not a skill that we're given a certain amount of, but it's something that we can grow, it's something that we can learn from the experiences that we go through in life. And it's much like a muscle. The more we grow it, the more we develop it, then the stronger it becomes. And resilience is something that can be cultivated in relationships, in communities. It's a lifelong project for us all. We're all on this journey. Therefore, instead of asking the question, how much resilience do I have? We should be asking the vital question of how do I build resilience? And we're going to be exploring that more in the series in our other short videos. And we're going to be thinking about some practical ways in which we can build our resilience. Like when you're doing DIY, you have to go to your toolbox, you have to figure out what you need to be able to do your job. And it's similar with this, building up tools so that when the difficulties come, you've got those tools to be able to draw upon. Sometimes we can't take the situation away from us. We have to go through it, but we can draw upon the tools that we have in order to be able to help us. So the mindset that we have has shown to be pivotal in how challenges are faced. When we have a growth mindset instead of a fixed one, change can happen. And I want to introduce the idea of 3 C's of resilience to help explain the process that we go through. And the 3 C's are circumstance, choice and consequence. So firstly, circumstance. This is the situation that we are faced with, perhaps a disappointment, friendship difficulties, moving school, being in lockdown right now. Then comes the critical part in the process, the choice. Resilience is a choice. We have a choice to make by the circumstance that we are faced with, whether we're going to stay down or whether we're going to choose to go through it, to embrace the challenge, to look for solutions. How we keep moving forward is important, making that next right choice. And I love this wisdom from Martin Luther King. It says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forwards. So what is the way to move forward? How can we make that choice to do that? And lastly, consequence. From the process, what growth and change can take place? What's the consequence going to be? And the interesting thing here, the short-term consequence could feel really negative, or it could feel difficult. But actually the long-term consequence of that could be really positive. The consequences could be good or they could be bad. They could be different from the short term to the long term. So the 3 C's, circumstance, choice and consequence. And we've created a downloadable resource to help you think through these 3 C's. And actually, maybe you could even use it right now to work through a situation that you are facing. So how do we build resilience? Well, the good news is, as I've said, resilience is something that can be built and grown. It's a journey, it's a lifelong project for us all. And like a muscle though, the more it's exercised, the stronger it becomes. And resilience is often grown through the times when we step outside our comfort zone, where it feels uncomfortable. I love this quote from Brené Brown. She says, it's about not being afraid to lean into discomfort. Leaning into discomfort. When we're stretched, when we embrace the challenge, when we lean into that discomfort, that's when we can see growth. That's when we can see change. And we might even surprise ourselves along the way. And through this series of short videos, we're going to be thinking about how we can build resilience. We're going to be giving some practical tools and ideas of how we can do that. We're going to be looking at purpose, support, being adaptable and having good self-care. So I hope you'll come on this journey with us as we look at how we can build our resilience. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, then don't forget to like it and to subscribe to this channel to see more videos. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter to see loads more fun and helpful things that we've got going on.